Two experts in ICF.
Yeah.
Decades of experience. One podcast.
Yeah.
Two hosts with a lot to say.
Look, I cannot sit through a struggle. I gotta get up and hustle. I gotta push through the pain, cause really that's how you build muscle.
Welcome to the Build With ICF podcast with your hosts, Trevor Brown and Heather Herring Brown. Yep, they're a package deal. With over 20 years of ICF installation experience, Trevor can throw down some expertise on sales, marketing, and training. On the other side of the table sits Heather, aka the girl boss, and she's earned the title as the owner of an award-winning ICF construction company, a drafting and design company specializing in ICF. And the numbers? With a master's in accounting, she does that too. Sleeves up, boots on. This is the Build With ICF podcast.
I don't want nothing for free. I'm here to work. Been through the dirt. I've been through the dirt. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're back. It's episode 72.
Super cool new stuff going on here. I don't know if everyone's going to get to see it or not because we haven't done any testing yet, but we're actually recording this in a video style. So this might be our first video one. If it is, welcome to our first video podcast.
And if it's not, we'll get it figured out, and then we will have some.
Sorry, you did not. I apologize if it doesn't, because then you'll just have to wait till the next time that we try it. But I think we're good. Yeah, we're going to try it out. We're going to see how it goes. This is our first time doing this we record like this all the time when we're interviewing people, but where it's just you and I, we're just usually sitting across the desk from each other. But in this case, we're at our separate little office areas doing this via video. So, anyway, which is all going to be lame and stupid to people that if this doesn't get out there, people are going to be like, we really don't care. We're just listening to it on audio anyway.
Which is fine. You can still just listen to us on audio.
Right. But. So episode 72, this could be the total different game changer one, or it could just be another really cool episode. But
yeah. It's been a little bit though, because we had a really busy June.
Crazy busy.
And so I guess this is coming out after the 4th of July. So I hope everybody had a safe and fun 4th of July holiday.
Everybody's got their fingers.
Yeah. And what is the holiday is it in Canada?
Canada Day.
Canada Day? Okay.
Yeah.
So they're just
Happy
a couple
Canada
days before.
Day.
So
happy 4th of July. Happy 250th birthday. Like I said, good news is to stack ICF, you really only need like a few of your fingers and your thumb. Like as long as you didn't blow a thumb off, you're probably going to be able to still stack ICF. It's you need at least one finger and a thumb to hold the block. So hopefully that all worked out for everybody. But anyways, this is going to be kind of a recap of like what we've been doing, where we've been and what's been going on. We've got some good information that came up. We kind of teased it on social media with my video about, from DC there, that we would do an episode about this because we did go out to DC. That was kind of one of our bigger things that we did for the organization and for our industry here as of late. So super stoked with how that went. First and foremost, though, I would like to give a little shout out here and start with our WICFA sponsorship and then some new sponsors that we have that we get to announce. So the ICF industry finally has a unified voice. The World Insulated Concrete Form Association, WICFA, has launched, and to support our advocacy, education, and industry growth. Be a part of it from day one or day 30 or 40 or 50 or wherever we're at now, 40, 30, something like that.
We're a quarter in.
We're a quarter in, first quarter. If you're a builder, manufacturer, engineer, distributor, or industry professional who believes in building stronger, more resilient structures, this is for you. Visit WICFA.org, that's WICFA.org, and join WICFA. Get on. We're having exciting things happening with WICFA. A lot of new membership, a lot of cool. I just sent an email to one of our members today that just signed up that is in the sizing of HVAC and stuff like that, which I've always said is a huge, crucial spot or part of making sure that you're building ICF. When people come to us and say, how do you build ICF for the same price? How do you, match pricing? And a lot of it comes down to making sure that we size our HVAC correctly. So we got a new member here this week that does that, and we're hoping to have him on as a guest on the podcast, and look forward to putting him together with all of our other WICFA members and just kind of adding to our arsenal of really cool members that we have out there. And speaking of, we've filled our concrete partner positions.
We did very quickly.
Very, very cool. They were exactly who we wanted to be our partners at the concrete level. And like I said, I think I've explained this before, but you hear everybody say, "Oh, gold, silver, platinum, diamond, titanium, whatever the different levels are." I don't think there's any level better than concrete. So we did our top sponsorships / partnerships, as concrete members because we feel like concrete's the best. And we, shout out to our concrete partners, which is the NRMCA, National Ready Mix Concrete Association, the ICFMA, the Insulated Concrete Form Manufacturers Association, and the National Association of Home Builders. So 3 major gangster players in our industry that are excited for what we're doing, and have just jumped on board with the full support of what we're doing, and they all just bring so much to the table. I mean, the ICFMA has been doing this. A lot of people asked us, that's one that probably the biggest questions come up is like, well, how you guys work with the ICFMA? Is it the same? Is it competition to it? No, we're working directly together with them. We have great relationship with them. We've got their executive officer sits on our board for WICFA. So we have direct communication with those guys as far as what's going on at the manufacturer level. And they are just continuing to do just killer work in the testing side and working on manufacturers side strength in our industry and allowing us to basically go after that, the rest of us out there that are the industry professionals and the people that are pushing this product out in the field and just getting us out to, what we're doing, what we'll be talking about today and what we did in DC and what we plan on doing in a few more places here in the next month. So they've been great. NRMCA is another huge name in the industry, in the whole building industry. I mean, the National Ready Mix Concrete Association is just a crazy. I'm making sure I say that right. National Ready Mix Concrete, NRMCA. Every time it's funny because we say this all the time because we have guests that come on. I remember, like some people say DYI and some people say DIY, and so anyway, I always I just want to make sure I'm not screwing up the acronym here. But no, NRMCA has been a great partner with the Build with Strength program for many, many years. I've worked with them over, probably 10 or 15 years now in different facets and gone to different events and spoke, with the Paradise fires and other fires in California, Arizona, going down there and talking with them, with ICF and all the stuff they're doing. Just amazing work that the NRMCA is doing. And I can't thank them enough for getting on board with WICFA and being a supporter of this and partnering with us. And we will be working with them at shows and different things and attending booths and different things like that at different shows. So anyway, super, super cool. And then obviously, I don't know if you guys have heard of them, but the National Association of Home Builders, pretty big organization as well. And we have had very good luck with these, very good participation with them. As I think most people know, Heather and I are very involved. We sit on national committees with them. We go to all the national meetings and represent our state and our local industry here. And now we've officially joined as World Insulated Concrete Form Association. So kind of funny. I've been Trevor from Innovative Building Products for so many years, and now my name tag says Trevor from the World Insulated Concrete Form Association. So really exciting to, get that out there and I, just amazing amount of traction that we had in DC. So why don't you tell
speaking of DC.
Tell us a little bit about that.
It was a great trip out there to DC. So the spring leadership meeting for NAHB is the one where we go and we spend a day at Capitol Hill, meeting with, all of our representatives that are there. And so that one was just great. At this meeting, we also got signed up with the Building Systems Council. So those are we've got concrete, they've got the log and timber industry, they've got modular homes is represented, by the Building Systems Council. So we joined and became members of that, I guess, individual council there. So it's a little bit different than all the other meetings, but very good meeting, very interesting. We had some great conversations with members there. So, and actually some of our WICFA members sit on that board or on that council and we're in attendance. So it was great to get to hang out with them and chat a little bit. And then
shout out to Mike O'Brien, Big Mike O'Brien out of Phoenix, and with Aaron Caldwell out of Tennessee.
Yeah, so got to hang out with them a little bit.
Hang out and see those guys, and super cool. Robert Kloeb is usually he was there. He had something come up and he wasn't able to make it, but he was supposed to be out there. So we had some good representation from our WICFA active members out there. So it's cool.
Yeah. And then I sit on 2 different committees at the national level. I sit on the design committee, and then I also sit on custom home builders. And at custom home builders, at each one of our leadership meetings, there's 3 a year for NAHB. And at each one of those, they have 2 of the, I guess, committee members stand up and talk about what it is that they do. And I was asked to do a presentation on ICF and what we do with ICF. And so we're given a 15-minute window to do our presentation, and then there's a Q&A session and all that kind of stuff. And so I put a presentation together, talked about building with ICF and, all the benefits, and kind of cleared up some of the myths regarding it, where it doesn't have to be more expensive. It doesn't have to take longer, all the different things that go into it. Talked about the design side of it, and then answered questions for about an hour after the meeting concluded. So yeah, it was a really good presentation. I was so happy to have been given the opportunity to do so. And yeah, so we'll just keep following up on that.
I feel like that's a bigger tell on the participation and the interest is not honestly like how many butts are in the seats necessarily and listening. It's how many people ask questions, how many people like literally come and chase you down after and say, hey, I have a question, or I want to talk to you about that. I've been thinking about that. So, what I want to get out to our listeners and people are, in the ICF game or looking at getting in the ICF game. I mean, the excitement level of these, builders who have never built with ICF that are like seeking you out. I mean, I watched it happen the whole week we were there. Like people just come up to you, whether it be, between meetings or in meetings or at the bar later or, at dinner somewhere. And they're like, hey, okay, so tell me about this. Like, I've been looking into this. I just haven't really got into it. And I continue to hear that sentiment. I just was speaking with somebody yesterday through LinkedIn that reached out and was like, man, I see that you're an ICF expert. I have been looking at ICF and I just haven't pulled the trigger yet, and I just need some confidence. Do you have time for a meeting? So I'm meeting with them here in the next week or two to have a call about it, because that to me is what's exciting. Like for us that are in the industry and we're sitting here going, it's really going. I mean, I say it all the time, but it's like shifting from us like chasing people down and trying to tell them about our product to like people chasing us down and asking about our product. So that's a really good place to be in as an industry and as a product. So super cool to see. And I unfortunately was in another meeting, so I didn't get to hear your presentation, but I was getting sent pictures in my meeting of you giving your presentation saying, hey, let's check it out. Look at Heather's doing. Like, so, I mean, I know it was very well received. Everybody was loving it, and then just got to see the reaction of everybody after. So super, super cool. And just, I'm obviously get more pumped up all the time about ICF, but that was a good part of it.
Well, and then, just another thing with NAHB, and because I sit on those 2 committees, there's another one that I actually have a meeting after this today on climate responsive design, and talking about, how, the design, it all starts in the design. And so ICF is a big part of that discussion. And so I'm excited to be involved in that side of it as well.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So it continues to be more and more top of mind for people, which is what we're trying to do. So I'm loving it. For me, being out there, getting a little higher view that a lot of people maybe don't see very often is the political side of it, right?
Yes,
we were out
the
there,
advocacy.
we were doing advocacy stuff. Gave us a great opportunity to engage people because they, it was kind of like waiting for them to bring it up, because I knew resiliency would come up. I knew insurance would come up. I knew fires would come up. I knew all this stuff. So I knew you kind of just got to, wait in the weeds until that came up in a conversation, and it's like, oh, hey, how you doing? World Insulated Concrete Form Association here, like wanted to tell people about it. It was amazing how many people are really finally that have tipped over into that. We got to start building these houses better. We got to start looking at our alternatives. And, they've kind of said it and mumbled it and then gone about doing the, still build with firewood and doing the same crap they're doing before. But it's like we really do get to a point where all of a sudden now I feel like they're like literally searching it out and trying to figure it out. And so just more and more people, like, I mean, so many different rooms I was in where people were like, hey, you're the ICF guy, right? Like we got to talk. So it's exciting. I think that was, I mean, even talking, like I said, we went to Capitol Hill and we were talking to, congressmen and senators and sitting there telling them about, there are ways, there are alternatives to building better housing. I mean, obviously they're talking a lot about affordable housing, and we can get into that debate, one way or another.
100%.
It's I obviously believe I've got some ideas of how ICF can be part of the affordable housing movement. We've got several companies we're working with right now that are WICFA members that they came to us and joined because they want to promote some ideas for, kind of, I hate to say like kit home, but like basically, kind of a kit that would be specific
system.
to a systematic home that would be make it a very affordable way to build a house, and then be able to be. I think what they're seeing in the affordability side is the affordability of the operation of the home.
Yes.
And that's
maintenance and operational.
That's something we were preaching a lot in DC with people. They're like, well, yeah, but how does that play into the affordability thing? Because we're talking resiliency, right? We're like, that's the buzzword. And then the new other buzzword is affordability. And I'd say affordability is the old buzzword. Resiliency is kind of the new buzzword. And we're trying to merge them together. And I said, here's where the affordability comes in. Maybe we're a little bit more money. Maybe we can do it for the same price. But the biggest thing is, we've seen over and over and over again where you can hand over the keys to a brand new house to somebody for nothing. But if the utility cost to keep that house heated or cooled wherever they live is going to be $1,000 a month, they don't have $1,000 a month. They didn't have $1,000 a month for the house payment. They don't have it for the fuel payment. So being able to do a house that can have $100 a month bill instead of a $500 or $1,000 or whatever we can,
a fraction of it. Yeah.
A fraction of it for operational costs. That's something that continues to give back forever and make that house affordable because we can get the operational cost of it down, which is something that people don't think about when they're thinking about affordable housing. So it was part of that conversation.
Yeah. And then hand in hand is insurance. There's so many areas, our home is in one of those fire zones as well, where all of a sudden we started seeing insurance rates for homeowners insurance double, triple, just all of a sudden, or just them insurance companies completely pulling out of the market. You've got to be able to insure a home, especially for those that are, the affordability is an issue. So, monthly maintenance, heating, utility bills, and then also insurance. So that's just a big thing.
Which is something we've touched on, but we're continuing to work with is working with insurance companies. So that's part of what what WICFA's, the voice that we're talking about is being a voice to, speak to, these areas that can make changes probably faster than going to Capitol Hill and talking to a senator or congressman. That could take years to get something changed. But if an insurance company pulls out of a state because of fire safety or hurricanes or tornadoes and says, we're just not going to insure houses anymore because they you're building them out of firewood. So what we're doing is we're going to them and saying, going to these companies, these large companies and trying to go at a very high level so that we can get it to, come down work its way down through the locals, because it doesn't do me any good to go, go talk to my insurance agent who sells insurance right here in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
I need to go talk to the guy. I need to talk to the people at a national level with, Progressive or State Farm or, all these different companies and say, hey, we want to just remind you, we're here to help you. We have a way to build houses that you guys don't have to continue to rebuild. Like if you guys can specify that someone needs to build a house that is not flammable, whether that be an ICF, I think we play the best in that, but it could be at CMU or metal or whatever. But hey, we're not going to allow you to build out of firewood in a fire zone and give you insurance. That's going to be effective immediately. Like somebody's going to say, well, I can't get insurance if I build with this, but I can get insurance if I build with this.
Yep.
Boom. We now are going to take over that client. The other thing we're really pushing to insurance people, if there is any insurance people listening to this is a great PR move for insurance companies. I mean, everyone's angry at their insurance company because all we're hearing from them is, oh, we can't cover that. That didn't qualify this. Oh, and by the way, your rates just went up.
Yeah.
So in this way, we're basically trying to get to the insurance companies and say, look, here's an opportunity for you to work with an association that is out there trying to promote a product that will bring insurance rates down. Because if you have to replace less houses, if you have to not worry about, even just as simple as a tree falling on a house, if a tree falls on our house, it's going to hurt our trusses and we're going to have to fix some trusses, but we're not going to have to replace half our house because of, the concrete's going to hold the tree up. And we have factual, one of our guests that came on the podcast told that story, right?
Yeah.
Like it fell on his commercial building and he didn't have to replace anything except fix some siding and some roofing because his ICF building held the tree up. So, we're just educating the insurance companies. So if there's anybody listening that has connections in the insurance business, send them our way or send their contact to me and I'm happy to reach out to them. But we're trying to just like, hey, we can bring insurance costs down. We can help the insurance industry. And that's what's going to change it really, really quick. And we're seeing it in California right now. We're already working with that. So kind of moving into some of our things that we're going to be doing here in the future. Speaking of, our next big show that we're going to go to is PCBC, the Pacific Coast Building Conference that is in San Diego this year on July 28th and 29th. I'll be there walking around and we're going to actually, I'm going down representing WICFA down there and then also the ICF Builder magazine. So I'll be down there on a media pass doing some interviewing and stuff and we'll put together an article hopefully that will go into the magazine about my experience there at PCBC. But their main focus this year is resiliency and how to rebuild. You can imagine. It's based in California. They're talking about the Pacific Coast. I think you guys all heard about that. Like there's been a lot of chatter about that. Palisades is a big thing that's really pushing fire safety. And so we've got several meetings set up with people out there. If any of our listeners are
any of our listeners,
hey, hit me up. Let's try to get together. I'd love to meet up with you and say hey and hang out. I'm going to be bouncing around I don't have any set like booth or anything. I do have a few booths I'm going to be stomping into, but nothing set right now. I'm mostly just going to be cruising around seeing different people that we've worked with in the past. There's a few of the people down there that we've already worked with as ICF guys. So yeah, that's going to be really cool and getting the word out. It's just what we're doing. We're trying to get this out there, but be pretty exciting.
Well, like we've said on everything, on all of our stuff for WICFA, for the World Insulated Concrete Form Association, we are the voice of the industry. So we're hoping to, our main goal is to get out there and educate people, educate the industry, advocate for, our codes and different things that really put ICF way above building with firewood.
Yeah. So we've got the next one on our schedule, and there could be some things pop up, but we will be also out at Concrete Works in October, which is the NRMCA show, one of their main shows out there. It'll be in Nashville, Tennessee. So we'll be out there representing WICFA at that show. That's October 15th through the 18th. Okay. So if anybody's interested in going to that or is already going to that, please let me know.
We'll have more info on that as it gets closer.
We will. Yeah, and we'll continue to put more stuff out on our social media. And I do apologize. So on that point, the social media thing, it's just been so crazy busy. And I was really hoping we would just, I need to just hire a teenager that has all the time to do this. But I'm trying to get better at getting all of our stuff up on social media, and I promise I will be getting there here pretty soon. So I really appreciate everybody that's I really need more content. If anybody's got content they want to send me that we can post up, I love posting up ICF content for other people. If you got something, send it over. Would love to forward that onto our stuff. But yeah, trying to make sure that we're staying on top of that. Mm-hmm. But we will keep everybody informed as we get closer. If I do set up any booths at like PCBC or Concrete Works or anything like that, we will definitely get that in the work. I'll get the word out on social media.
Yeah. And then something that's coming up, it's obviously in 2027, but we're really, really excited to have a booth at World of Concrete. So every year we do, kind of getting ready to go to World of Concrete, how to prepare, and we do a follow-up and let everybody know kind of how it went as well. So this year we will have a booth. We're excited for that. And then we also will be hosting our first annual general membership meeting in person the morning after the ICF Builder Awards. So the World of Concrete is what, January
19th through the 21st.
19th to the 21st. So the 20th is Wednesday. And that is going to be that evening at 5 o'clock starts the ICF Builder Awards. And then the next morning at, I think, 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, we're going to do our GMM.
We're doing 8 to 10.
Yeah, 8 to 10 Pacific time.
So start at 8. The show, I think, opens at 9, so we kind of want people to be able to roll in and get to their booths, and then we'll probably stick around till 10, get someone to cover our booth. But yeah, super excited to have a WICFA booth. We're going to have a 10 by 10 booth there. Nothing huge, nothing big this year, but just represented. We're going to be right there. We're tucked into where everybody else is, in North Hall right there.
Mm-hmm. With all the other ICF booths.
Yeah. So we're literally kitty corner from a bunch of our members and manufacturer members and stuff like that. So just really, excited to be a part of it and have our, really set our foot down there at World of Concrete and have our own booth and represent. We're going to be pulling in some of our members to work in the booth that want to come in and hang out and preach the word. So we'll be doing a bunch of cool stuff like that at World of Concrete and then at IBS as well. So we do, I'll get it out, but we already have our booth number for World of Concrete.
Oh, yeah, we do.
We don't have our booth number yet for Builder Show, but as we get that, we'll put that information out as well. So it's a ways down the road, but super cool. We're stoked. Obviously, World of Concrete is our, that's our Oscars, that's our Super Bowl, that's our you name it, World Series, our FIFA World Cup, our I don't know anything Stanley Cup, I don't know,
whatever,
keep throwing out Kentucky Derby.
Nice. Okay, keep going with the analogies.
I know.
And then a little bit sooner, like here in the next week, we were going to have for our WICFA members, our industry pros, our DIYers, and our manufacturer members, we are going to be hosting our first general membership meeting. It will be an online meeting, so you can attend, virtually, or you can watch it later if you're not able to attend during that time. But it'll be on Wednesday, July 15th at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. So we've kind of done a few polls of some of our members just to find out, what time worked best. And so that seemed to be a better time that we could get across all the time zones. So I know you've lined up a guest speaker for that.
Did. I'm sending a text message with him as we're recording to just verify before I open my mouth. But he did just verify that Tim Langsford is going to be there. He's going to give us he's just going to do kind of an intro to Tim, of kind of what he's going to be doing. But he has agreed to be on every one of our GMMs and hopefully at our in-live GMM speaker for that. But he is a guru at all things business and I was going to see if I can get his.
You get. So I'll just share a personal experience. So I went and I actually met Tim at an NAHB event that was for executive officers. And this was prior to WICFA starting. And so I think I was the state president at the time, and my state EO was not able to be at the meeting. And so I went to the meeting because there was some stuff that we were interested in with regards to, membership stuff and different things. And he was speaking there and he was talking about body language. And I was like, oh, this would be so perfect if I could just get Tim to come to Idaho, to come to one of our state building meetings, because this would be great for everyone, from builder members to associate members to everybody, because how you portray yourself and when you're meeting people and everything is so important. And so we brought him out to Sun Valley to our state building conference in the fall. And he did an amazing presentation, talked about handshakes and everything, and just how body language plays into business. And it was so powerful for everybody that he's ended up going up to, I know he went and did a Superform conference, and he's gone to a lot of other associations. And so I'm really excited to have him involved with WICFA. And he even is shifting his business, some of his business to ICF.
Through this conversation and through meeting us and doing all this stuff, he said, tell me more about this ICF stuff. And so we started talking about it. He's been a custom home builder in Texas for a long, long time, Dallas, Texas area. And he says, I'm kind of looking at I've done everything. I kind of want to get more specialized and be a more niche builder. And he's like, his company's called Luxury Homes of Texas. He's like, it sounds like I don't think there's anything more luxury than ICF. He's like, I'm going to switch over and start building ICF. And so he's actually pivoting his business, and he'll be talking about that and kind of give a little bit of his reason why he's doing that. But you'll never shake a person's hand the same after you meet Tim. You go to one of Tim's classes, and I don't know if we'll be able to do this in an audio version, but I guess we're kind of doing video. Maybe he can do something for us. He can explain it, but he will explain to you the art of, how you place your hand when you shake someone's hand says a lot about what you're trying to do. If you're trying to put your hand on top of theirs or put it under theirs or soft or strong, or anyway, very interesting. He has so many cool just body language
nuggets of information.
Yeah. So basically I'm just stealing right off of his website here, but if you want to go check him out, it's timlansford.com. It's TIMLANSFORD.com. And I'll put a link in the show notes to this, but it says he helps leaders, owners, and field-driven teams raise standards, make better decisions, and build teams that execute with higher accountability and perform without excuses. Totally what Tim does. Great guy. Super excited to have him on. So yeah, if you guys want to attend that.
I'm actually right in the middle. When we started the podcast today, I was in the middle of creating the group and creating the meeting. So for all of our WICFA members, log into your member zone. You will see community. I'll send out information on how to RSVP for it. Like I said, you can attend it live. It will also be recorded so that you can watch it afterwards, but that is an exclusive membership.
So you better get signed up.
Yeah.
Now's the time. If you have not signed up for WICFA, go to wicfa.org and get signed up. Whether you're a industry professional or a DIY or DIY, depending upon where in the country you are, apparently, get signed up. We've got, another little brag I want to say is we've got pretty much every major manufacturer of ICF has signed up with us now. So we, most of our targets, there's a few of you out there that haven't signed up. If you haven't signed up, get on there because everybody else has. So I'm pretty proud that we've signed up essentially every major player in the ICF industry is signed up, and quite a few regional and smaller companies that have signed up. So obviously everyone's seeing the value in the membership of being with WICFA and getting involved in here. So that's going to be super exciting. I'm really excited to get that first one going, and we'll do quarterly meetings like that. Obviously, when we do we will let you know as we get closer on the GMM and the in-person one, but depending upon what signups, how many people we get signed up and stuff, we may open that up a little bit for people to come in and check out what we're doing and see if they want to sign up at that one. So you may be able to get in as a non-member to that one, but all the stuff we're doing webinar wise is going to be WICFA members only. So get signed up with that. So, and that being said, we've got our first shipment of WICFA swag all went out. I've got to see some people post up some pictures of them wearing their WICFA swag. If we get this video on, you're going to see that I'm wearing my WICFA hat.
Founders Club hat.
So I'm very proud of this hat. I really like it. It's pretty sharp. I make it look good, but we'll be sending more of these out to all of our new members. So you guys get in and get this. You can also jump on buildwithicf.com or through wicfa.org and purchase these hats too. So if you want to jump on and get an order,
the only way to get the Founders hat though was to be in the Founders Club.
Yes. Yeah.
So only Founders Club members can order the Founders Club swag.
But if you did get in under Founders Club, you can continue to order Founder Club hats. If you did not get in under Founders Club, you're just going to get this cool hat, but it won't say Founders Club under. It'll just say WICFA. So anyway, still a very cool hat. Yeah. They are a flex fit. I'm a kind of a hat snob, so I don't like the cheap hats. So this is a flex fit snapback hat. So it fits big heads like mine, but it'll work on little heads too. So
it was super fun to get all the membership packets sent out. We did get everything sent over to ICF Builder Magazine as well. So those members will start getting their magazines from ICF Builder Mag, both via mail as well as via email. So you'll get the digital version as well. And every edition, Trevor writes a nice article in there. So from I think it's the WICFA corner now.
Yeah.
So excited for that.
I think the next episode. So we're just switching it up. It's been the Build with ICF corner, but we're going to be switching that up. And like I said, I think I'm going to do, hopefully for this next episode or the next one will be
edition.
edition we'll be doing about PCBC and how that went. But yeah, that's I mean, everything's kind of moving along, but we wanted to reach out, give a touch base on what's going on here, what's going on exciting in the ICF world at a national level, since we got to see that this last month.
Yeah.
I've got some cool stuff going. Like I said, I've got hoping here for this next week to get our new member on that's doing the sizing.
Yep, HVAC sizing.
Doing that.
Yep. And then the other thing, you talked about the hats, but we also have the shirts. We have the Smart Little Piggy, Built with ICF. And then we also have the My House is Stronger Than Your House shirts. Those will be on the website. I'll get them up there in the store for all of our members so that they can order those as well. So, yeah. All sorts of fun stuff happening. Yeah, this has been a good kind of recap of Washington, D.C., what we've been up to for the last month. And then we'll get back on our recordings. One of the biggest things that we did, though, to prepare for this was we got our studio set up.
We did. We have a new studio set up, so this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
We've got a little,
I really hope that this video works because then they can see it. So fingers crossed.
If not, I'll post up some little clips or something on the on Instagram. And yeah, I'm hoping to get this up on YouTube too, so we'll be able to YouTube video.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll see. But
We've got lots of things we're working on.
Lots of moving parts here we're trying to get figured out. And oh, by the way, it's the middle of build season and everybody's looking for blueprints and block and all sorts of other things too. So everyone's busy. We know that. So it's a good problem to have. But yeah, I'll post all this stuff up in our show notes. I'll put some links in there for everything that we've talked about here. And we're definitely going to get, like I said, some links to Tim Lansford, all of our sponsors and everybody that we got on here. We'll put up on there too. If you guys have any questions, we always say the same thing. Send it to info@buildwithicf.com. And then you will also be able to reach out to us at Build With ICF on all of our social medias. And then if you have something really urgent, because if you're dealing with any kind of code things or anything that's something really urgent, we did create a help at buildwithicf.com for people that are dealing with any kind of stuff like that. And that could be insurance issues too. We talked a lot about insurance on this one. So if that's something that comes up, shoot that over to help at Build With ICF. We just see that in a different folder. It'll just kind of pop up better. So, and again, I say this all the time. If you want to get to me directly, please send it through to info@buildwithicf. The DMing through a lot of this stuff sometimes gets put into spam folders and different things. I'm sure there's better ways to do it. I'm not as good as some people are at this stuff. So I have had a few messages get missed when they reach out through YouTube or through other things or through the podcast channels. You know, if it's something important you want to reach out to me, I'm always available. I mean, some of you have actually called me and I answer my phone and they're like, oh my God, that's you. You're answering.
You actually answered the call.
It's me. So, love working. I love interfacing and working with our members and our listeners and everybody. So please reach out if you guys have any questions or anything. Let us know if there's anything you want to see on these podcasts. And we're going to continue to ramp up our episodes and get them out. So what's that?
I said see or hear. One
of the two, either or both. So anyways, I want to thank everybody for listening. We will catch you on episode 73. And
have a great day.
Great day.